All good.
Some other things that you may not realize about the teaching staff here. Little secrets. Things nobody knows about. Alright. First thing is, some of you realize that Mr. Harjan used to work for the government. None of you know that? It's a secret. He used to fly the president places. Fly helicopter. And he's used to be on a schedule so no one interrupts him. You don't interrupt Mr. Harjan. I had to make that mistake. I was looking for a pair of sunglasses that one of my students had taken from me. And I was walking through and I'm like looking through and I'm like, Mr. Van Boris, is Harjan next door? Oh no. Okay, so building my courage. Door, here we go. Hi. And then you get this, you've all seen it before. He's working and he goes.
He's done. That's so
And I thought, oh, I've done it now. Can't you see we're in the middle of a trial? I mean, the president doesn't even interrupt this guy. I mean, still, there's times where, you know, the president gets confused and he picks up the phone and he goes, hello there. Bruce, I need a ride. Bruce goes, no, I don't think so. The next thing you may not realize, and all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you this and it's all going to make complete sense. Total sense. Mr. Marsala isn't even human. Mr. Marsala is a robot. I mean, let's do the math on this. Who is that good at math? Nobody is that good at math. And all of a sudden, he's up on the board, and you watch him just kind of get in this math-induced state, and it just starts coming out. It just starts coming out. And he's just walking around more like this, and then he gets his writing hand. He's not even looking. You know, the sensors in his hand are like, and it's perfect. It's like a printer. Evidence number one. Handwriting like a printer. Do the math in this. Okay, number two, you ever see Marcel's hair grow? Same size, all the time. Androids don't grow hair, come on now. When we sawed off his thumb, we all freaked out because we're like, I can't rewire that. I show up in my room and Mr. Farmer's like, dude, the Marsala bot sawed off his hand. Can you rewire this? I'm like, dude, we got him on loan from NASA. You gotta be kidding me. NASA calls up Mr. Farmer and they go, well, we have this experiment that we kind of did and it turned out pretty good. The problem is that occasionally he has a servo programming malfunction and he kind of goes like this. It's the servos and NASA couldn't fix it. So they said, Shavela, would you like a math teacher? We're like, okay. Because he's really fun at parties, you know, you turn him around, hit buttons, he plays music, it's pretty awesome. It's another SpongeBob government cover-up thing right there. SpongeBob actually covertly programs human androids, nobody knows that. Now there's a couple of the things that, you know, I've been throwing the other teachers underneath the bus. I figure it's about time I throw myself underneath the bus. Alright, now, do y'all enjoy Castle Park mostly? Except for the flat coat, anybody have a flat coat? You get it, you're like, where's the coat? It's like colored water. It's the craziest Diet Coke I've ever had. Is it Diet Coke? It's brown water. We're cutting back this year. And is that why only part of the rides are open? What part of the day is the jumpy thing open? Because I don't schedule myself for that one. I know, it's crazy. Come on now. Anyway, you notice that the teachers kind of move around in like little partners and they group around, they go on stations. It didn't used to be that way. As a matter of fact, they used to be able to freely go wherever they wanted, to ride the rides, to enjoy themselves, until something happened and they got locked into these routine patrol-like missions that they have to roam around the park. And they have a delineated schedule. At 4:05, you'll be at Station 3. At 3:17, you will be here. And you'll notice that you just show up and then they disappear. Then they show up and then disappear. Unless, of course, you're Marsala and Halicus, and then you have the Terminator position. You will not be graduated. And then they have that like computer talk to each other. Roger that. Well, there's a reason why that happened, and it's my fault. Well, here's what happened. This has been long since sort of Chevelle's secret, and this is the first time I actually come out and like say anything about it. Here's what happened. A little while ago, a certain number of years ago, we were doing Castle Park and everything was great, teachers were going on rides, everything was cool, and it was really hot that day. And they sell these things. They're yellow. They have a little blue tip. Well, at some point, there was a little banditos that decided that it would be really fun to, like, you know, squirt me. They left everyone else alone. They're like, Temple looks like a good target. Bullseye in the back of my shirt. Damn, take that off. So they come out and they're hiding around their little stealth missions and hide behind planters and like, there he is. Run away, run. They run away really fast. You know, I'm like, I'm big, 6'5", I'm like 200 something, and I'm like, I'm not gonna catch that. And so it was like hit and run, it was like water guerrilla warfare. And they show up, run, show up, run. And thank God they didn't have water balloons, because that really would have been ugly. Now at some point, I have this character flaw. I hate to lose. And at some point, probably around 2 in the afternoon, I was watching my trail of water behind me, watching my footsteps dry in the sun. I realized something. It's on. And all of a sudden, I got hit again, and it was go time. It was a lot like being in the Matrix at Castle Park. It was Castle Tricks. And all of a sudden, it was like, okay, here we go. And then you could feel it. Just like, and all of a sudden, time slows down. And it was go time, and pretty soon it was like all the little kids are like climbing walls, like, and like shooting from upside down spinning positions, and the water is coming from all directions. And I had no weapon because I didn't have a little water thingy, so I started looking at park employees. I'm like, need that bucket? Give me that. And then I started recruiting park employees. I'm like, you stand here, you stand over there, you stand over there. And the park employees, they're like, they work at Castle Park. They're like, dude, sweet. You in the corner, go get me a 5-gallon bucket right now. And the kid's like, okay. So he's running down there, and he's like, pretty soon I got a bucket of water, and I'm filling it up in like little pastures and things and fun fountains and like buckets of water. And I needed a really big water supply. There's only one. The fountain. Things are getting hairy. Everything is wet. I kick off my shoes. I grab my bucket. I climb into the fountain. I'm getting giant buckets of 5 gallons of water, and pretty soon it's like, and the kids are like, drenched water everywhere. And seriously, there's waves in the fountain. And there's water everywhere. And pretty soon, all of the madness ends, and I hear this, excuse me, sir. And I'm about halfway through a bucket. Uh-oh. So I put the bucket down. And this is just to make things worse, okay? I'm 6'5". I'm standing in a fountain that's 3 feet off the ground. I'm now talking to a 19-year-old 5-foot-tall female, the manager. You need to come down from there. Now, So in the fountain, using my training, my 11 years of cunning training, taught by the best, most cunning 8th graders on the planet, I used my ninja-like thinking skills to evade the classic comeback. Was me. Thank you very much. You guys are phenomenal. A little while ago I told my 4th period class, you must finish strong. And you guys have finished strong. In just a few minutes, we're going to excuse you to go to break. You'll have about 15, 20 minutes of break. And then I prepared a little going away present for you that you will watch when you get back. So if we can have